All right, major learning. It's just not enough to say it clearly. One needs the feedback. Yeah, practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect. So it's sufficient for me to hear myself back. So bit of a learning there. It's slightly painful, um, but it's useful. It is like cough medicine, difficult to swallow, but it's going to make me better. Hola, amigos, amigas, dear friends. I've been rushing through some of these recordings and not really getting the most benefit out of doing them. So today I've decided to really analyze how I'm sounding because the last one I listened to, I thought, ooh, it's not sounding so good. Because the point is to improve, right? It's not just to like do the work. One has to do it correctly as well. It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. And I don't think I like the word perfect in there at any rate. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make the recording and then I'm going to listen back to it with you and listen to what I say and analyze my own pronunciation without listening to the original. I really don't think that's super necessary unless I'm confused as to how to pronounce a word in terms of the emphasis on words or the pronunciation of whether it's Geordie or Hordy. Mostly, I think I've got most of my pronunciation is pretty okay. It's accent that I'm after, the ere, the sound, making sure that it sounds Spanish and not Kiwi or Kiwi-gish, Spangui. You know what I mean? So let me revise what I just said. I'm going to make the entire recording. I'm going to listen back to it. And then every phrase that I'm unhappy with, I'm going to record again. I'm just going to practice saying those phrases again and listen to how I sound and really just work on that. And hopefully some muscle memory will develop from that process. All right, so let's get into the story. I'll just read that through as the first pass in this exercise. So let's bring that up. Capítulo 24. La confesión de Jordi. Aquel día, después de hablar del cuadro, Jordi y Julia durmieron en la casa. Al día siguiente, pasearon por Málaga. Jordi quería llevar a Julia para ver el Museo Picasso, que estaba muy cerca de la costa. Julia, mientras veía los cuadros del museo, dijo: admito que no soy un gran fan de la pintura de Picasso, pero puedo reconocer que su estilo es increíble. A mí me gusta, respondió Jordi. Tampoco es mi estilo preferido, lo admito. ¿Qué pinturas te gustan? Creo que Van Gogh y Monet. A mí también. Comieron en un restaurante al Tun. Después Jordi llevó a Julia a la Alcazaba de Málaga. Es un palacio de la época musulmana y tiene buenas vistas en lo más alto. Allí se sentaron y Jordi le dijo: tengo algo que decirte, Julia. Julia se imaginaba que era aquello que tenía que decir. Sé que no puedes quedarte mucho aquí, que Manuel necesita ayuda y tú quieres arrimar el hombro. He comenzado a quererte mucho. Eres una persona con los pies en la tierra, inteligente y sensible, pero no quiero que detengas tu viaje. Quiero que lo sigas. Por ese motivo, quiero que también escribas que existe un cuadro de Picasso en Málaga. en la casa de mi familia. Será otra bonita historia para contar. Quizás algún día acabe en el museo. Julia comenzó a llorar porque también amaba a Jody, pero tenía que seguir su viaje. Tenía que ayudar a Manuel y estaba muy contenta porque Jordi lo entendía. Al día siguiente, los dos compañeros se despidieron con un fuerte abrazo, pero Julia no podía dejar de darle vueltas en su situación. Muy bien. Okay, there we go with the recording. Not too bad. What I find really interesting is looking at that and saying when I see the J, Julia y Jordi, but it's meant to be Jordi. I suppose I could be saying Jordi. And something I've also noticed, I don't think there's an example of it in this particular script, but I've been saying as dicho when I'm meant to be saying at dicho or a dicho. And it's like, if you look at the word HAS on the script, and it means have, it's like, I have seen, us, you have seen, us visto, right? And then it's very easy to go has when you see it written down. So this is something that I've often struggled with. It's just a challenge of seeing the words and pronouncing them correctly. And it's why I decided when I started learning Spanish to not do it using written material and reading it. And I'm glad I made that decision. Alrighty, so now let's listen back to this, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where that joke. Feedback is like cough medicine, difficult to swallow, but it's good for you. Alrighty, let's start listening back. Capítulo 24. Yeah. Capítulo 24. Well, actually, capítulo is not right. Capítulo 24. 24. Okay. La confesión de Jody. La confesión de Jody. La confesión de Jody. It's not too bad. La confesión de Jody. Okay. Aquel día, it's okay. Después de hablar del cuadro, hang on, what? Después, después de hablar del cuadro, it's quite windy here today. Okay, después de hablar del cuadro, how does that, de hablar del cuadro, después de hablar del cuadro, so the other parts are okay, but después, Jordi y Julia, Jordi y Julia, Jordi y Julia durmieron en la casa. Durmieron en la casa. Oh, that's okay. Al día siguiente, pasearon por Málaga. Pasearon por a little bit of an error there, so I think that's okay. Pasearon por Málaga. Jordi quería llevar a Julia para ver el Museo Picasso. Yeah, near the end there, it sounded pretty Kiwi. Jordi quería llevar. Quería. Couldn't even understand what I said there. Jordi quería llevar. Quería. What? No. Quería, Tony. Jordi quería llevar a Julia para ver el museo. Para ver Julia para ver el museo. That L sounds really el museo. Okay. Jordi quería llevar a Julia para ver el museo Picasso. El museo, okay. That doesn't sound so good. Moving on, this is useful. Que estaba muy cerca de la costa. Uy, uy. Que, much shorter. Que estaba muy cerca. Que estaba que estaba muy cerca de la costa. De la costa. I think everything has to be sharper. Que estaba muy cerca de la costa. Costa. Que estaba muy cerca de la costa. I think everything's a bit long. Julia, mientras veía los cuadros del museo del, it's like del, cuadros del museo, dijo, dijo, admito que no soy un gran fan de la pintura de Picasso. Admito, admito que no soy un gran fan de la pintura de Picasso. Gran fan, okay, fan de la pintura de pintura. Okay, this is vowels, right? Wow, Picasso, pero Picasso, la pintura de Picasso, Picasso, Picasso. Pero puedo reconocer que su estilo es increíble. Pero puedo reconocer que su estilo es estilo, creíble. A mí me gusta, respondió Jordi. Tampoco es mi... What? Tampoco? Tampoco. Estilo preferido. Tampoco. ¿Qué pinturas te gustan? Creo que Van Gogh y Monet. A mí también. A mí también. A mí también. Comieron en un restaurante al Tun. Después Jordi llevó. Después. Después. Uy, I'm going to stop now. I've heard enough. Yikes. Okay. Alrighty. Let me just get myself back to full screen. All right. Major learning. It's just not enough to say it clearly. One needs the feedback. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect. So it's sufficient for me to hear myself back. So bit of a learning there. It's slightly painful, but it's useful. It is like cough medicine, difficult to swallow, but it's going to make me better. I'm going to think a little bit about how I continue on with this process, because just repeating doing something not well is clearly not useful. Why would it be? But I haven't been listening back to myself and really working on that. Maybe I'm just trying to do too much. Maybe it would be better just be working on 1 or 2 or 3 sentences, and just focusing on those rather than reading an entire story, because I am trying to improve my pronunciation, my accent, and sound more Spanish. I mean, the ideal would be one day for someone to say, "Oh, what part of Spain are you from?" Oh, how gorgeous would that be? Alrighty, so thanks for being here. My wife's writing a book called Tiny Acts of Courage, and her definition of courage is a moment of discomfort that you deliberately put yourself into, and that's definitely what I'm having. And I just want to be careful that don't feel too sorry for myself and get despondent, right? Okay. That it's like, okay, see the positive side of hearing myself back and go, this is an opportunity, right? Reframe it as, oh my God, this is awful, to, this is an opportunity. This is useful for me to hear myself, and there's space to improve, rather than, oh dear. Yeah. Because I know I can improve that. I know I can. That's for certain. And so what am I catastrophizing about? I just wish it was sounding better than it is, but maybe compared to where I first started, it's sounding a lot better. It's very easy to compare yourself to where you want to be as compared to where you have been, right? And so I'm consciously incompetent about my pronunciation and working on becoming consciously competent. And then one day, hopefully, I will be unconsciously incompetent. And that, my friends, is the end of the recording for today. Muchas gracias por compartir mi viaje más difícil conmigo. Nos vemos pronto. Adiós.